The topic for today is designing deep learning, where we are going to understand the lesson planning and the assessment with Blooms. First of all, welcome everybody once again. This isn't just about planning lessons or crafting assessments. Let us also understand that it is also about making the learning in the classroom very purposeful, layered, and also lasting, long lasting. That should be our motto. In this room, on this platform, we are not here as experts or maybe novices. We are all co-learners. That's what I strongly believe. So let us all come forth to share our experiences, share our questions freely, and also let's build this learning journey together. I am your session facilitator for today, and I'm Ms. Shimna. And my purpose is to share whatever I know, whatever I've learned over these years, 20 years of experience in this particular fraternity, as a teacher, as an educator, as a leader, as an educationist. So whatever I have learned over the years, with all my experiences, with all my exposures, I'm here to share all those things. You are free to share whatever you have learned and whatever you feel free, you feel anything that needs to be added to this particular session, that will definitely add value to the entire session. So please feel free to share whatever you know. You can raise your hands. Shonali ma'am is here to see if you are raising your hand, and we will definitely let everyone share whatever they know. And yes, we are all here to learn and grow together. So let us make this platform a platform for a mutual growth, a mutual professional development arena. It's an arena where we all are a part of the same fraternity. So let us be together in this. So are you all together with me in this? Yes or no? A big yes. Can I hear a big yes from everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. So let me just give you a brief of what are we going to do today, so that you have a clear understanding of what is the session about. And you also, you can anticipate what's going to come next. Though these are just the topics that I have listed down, so that you are by the end of the session, you know what are you going to take away from here. I would also want to know what are the takeaways at the end of the session, but prior to that, let me just set the context for you. So initially, we will just talk about why the shift, why there is a need for Bloom's taxonomy, why there is a need for this kind of discussion, and why do we need to plan our lessons in a very systematic and in an organized way, and in what way we have to develop our assessments. So that context setting will happen in the first few slides. We will discuss why the shift, where is the requirement, why suddenly all are talking about this sudden pedagogical shift that we need in our teaching profession. We would, in a very precise and in a very concise way, we will try to understand the understanding by design model, which is very important to understand Bloom's taxonomy, and also to develop a very good lesson plan and effective assessment. So before understanding taxonomy and before going towards assessment and lesson planning, let us understand what is understanding by design. I'll just give you a brief. Will not dwell deep into it, but yes, it's very important. Sorry, any queries?
Reshma ma'am, could you please mute your speaker? Reshma Ruby ma'am.
Yeah, shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so that's about understanding by design. Then we will quickly go through the 7E instructional model, which is again a very descriptive and a very comprehensive model that will help us to develop a very good lesson plan. You might have heard these terminologies and these frameworks earlier also. Very good if you have already heard about it, and if you're already using it, that's much more better. But yes, these models, these frameworks are very important to understand Bloom's taxonomy and to understand the teaching learning process. We will definitely go into depth to understand the RBT, that is the revised Bloom's taxonomy. We will also get to understand what was Bloom's taxonomy and how has it changed and why has it changed. What was the purpose of changing? What was the purpose of this revised Bloom's taxonomy? Then we will discuss in again, it's something very interesting, Bloom's taxonomy matrix. I don't know how many of you have come across this matrix, but it's very interesting to know this matrix, and also it delves deep into the knowledge factor as well as the procedural aspect of how we develop a particular lesson plan. And if we start developing our lesson plan using this matrix, initially it might be a little taxing, but once we develop the habit of planning our lessons using this matrix, I can assure you that our lesson plans are going to be the best lesson plans that CBSE or NEP is looking forward to. That's what they are asking us from. And yes, we will look into some characteristics of very good lesson plan. I know you all are seasoned teachers here. We all have been preparing excellent lesson plans. So we will just look into certain aspects of good lesson plan and how can we develop it better, how can we make it better, empowering ourselves with making better lesson plans, and also how to we will also understand some very effective assessment techniques, and what are the characteristics that we have to follow when we develop any assessment. I will basically talk about formative assessments because here assessments, as far as I understand and I perceive and I accept it, it's diagnostic. It need not be very much evaluative in nature. Yes, when we go for summative assessments, they are very evaluative in nature. But what we do in the class on day-to-day basis, it's formative. And so it is diagnostic. And so it has to be very effective. It is not just to understand where does our children land, or where does our children have reached, but it's more to understand what we have been doing in the class, and it is an assessment for the teachers and less for the children. So this is what we are going to do today in this 1 hour. In between, we will have a lot of interactive sessions, interactive discussions. So please feel free to answer the questions, as well as to put forth your queries wherever you need more explanations and more discussions to happen. So just getting before into the next slide. Okay, let us understand what is this. Can anybody, if anybody has come across this particular thing, can you put it in the chat box? What is it? Any guesses, like wild guesses, or maybe your guess might be the right guess. Maybe you already know what is it. I shouldn't be underestimating anybody here. So any guesses? What is it? What is this particular thing? No answers. So what can you see? Like, can you just make a wild guess? What can you see here? What is this thing? The picture is not very clear. The resolution is a little low. Sorry for that. But then still, you can still assume. Like, for example, if this picture is shown in your class, what will your children answer? What is this thing? So just think like a child and tell me what is it. You can put it in the chat box, or you can just, it's a spiral book. I think somebody's telling, okay, it looks like a book. Yes, you're closer. An open box. Yeah. Opened box. I can see it here. I've opened another meetings. Yes. It's an open box. Yeah, much closer. Writing tool used in ancient times. Yeah, that's a stylus that is there in the center. You are right. An open box. Okay. A slate. Someone is quite closer. Slate. Who was that? Who said it? Savita ma'am, I think.
Yes, Savita Sharma.
Yeah, Savita ma'am, you have got it right. But what slate? What kind of
Rachna
a
was
slate is
written
this?
upside down placard.
In olden days, they used to have this kind of thing made from the barks of the tree, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
used to.
exactly. It's actually no, it is a blank. It's a blank slate, and
Yeah.
it's made up of a bark of a tree, and the nail kind of a thing that you can see is the stylus, the present stylus. We know it's a kind of a
In
stylus
fact,
that is used
in
to.
fact, this tree is Alstonia, that is also called as scholar's tree, from where
Yeah.
majorly it used to be.
Yes. Okay, yeah, the great, ma'am, great. No, a big round of applause for Savita, ma'am, for answering it. Yes, so what I intend to build by putting this particular thing here on the slide is to come to a particular phrase which is used in Latin, which is called tabula rasa. The thing is it's a blank slate, as Savita ma'am rightly said, but the phrase that I would use, it's a Latin phrase for this particular concept, is tabula rasa. Now, what is tabula rasa? So tabula rasa is basically a concept or a phrase that is used wherein when we are born, when we are newborn, the child is not born with any innate content. That means your mind is a blank slate. Your mind has no impressions on it. It has no experiences. It has no content. It has no context when we are born. Now, why have I put it here? What is the purpose of this tabula rasa? Tabula rasa, again, I'll repeat, it's a Latin phrase used for a blank slate. Now, we generally have this tendency of preconceived notion, I would say, that the children come with a blank slate. Like they are like a blank slate when they come to the class. But we have to understand that they are no tabula rasa. Our children are not tabula rasa. They are not an empty mind. They come, even if they are coming at a very early stage to us in our schools, maybe in the KG class or maybe in the foundational years, they still come with a lot of experiences, a lot of impressions on their mind, a lot of cultural background, a lot of expectations, lot of hopes, lot of fears, lot of expectations to learn, and so on and so forth. So what does these learners bring into the classroom? So in short, we can say that they bring a lot of prior knowledge, whatever they have gathered from their previous class. Whichever class they had been, and if they are a KG student, and if they're in the foundational years, whatever they have learned in their early stage of their development. They also come to you with a lot of misconceptions, which it's our responsibility to make them unlearn and then relearn and then learn. So that's a bigger responsibility. So generally they come with a lot of prior knowledge and a lot of misconceptions. And this misconceptions has to be changed to solid, strong foundational concepts. They also come with a lot of cultural understanding and socio-emotional context. Every family has got a value system, and they come with that value system and an understanding about their environment to the classroom. They come with a language system. They already had developed a language system. So they come with a language system and also their own communication style. In their first few years of their growing up, they do develop a strong communication style and also a learning pattern. Unknowingly, knowingly, they develop a learning pattern at a very young age. They also develop a learning preference, which could be auditory, it could be visual, it could be kinesthetic, which we all know the different kind of preferences, and also a set of intelligence and cognitive level, that is the pace of their learning. And on the top of it, they come with their hopes, aspirations, their fears, their different experiences that they had, small, big, also traumas, maybe painful, maybe some experiences that they never want to forget, or they can never forget. So we can never expect our child to be a tabula rasa. Generally, we say that the child is a clay. It's like is a wet clay, and we have to mold them. No, I would deny that. I would defy it, this particular statement. Rather, I would say your child is, it's like a gift that is wrapped. You have to unfold it. Every layer of the child, whether it is a prior knowledge, whether it is a misconception, whether it is a social emotional context, whether it is a learning pattern or the learning style that the child has learned, you have to layer it out one by one. And if it is rightly brought to the class, you have to develop upon it. And if it is if it is wrong, or if it is not helping the child, we have to make the child unlearn it, and help the child to understand it in a better way. So that is what our children bring into the classroom. At this point, any doubts, any queries, anything to be asked, or if you want to add on to anything? Okay, can I ask, like, if any one of you can just unmute and share any of your child's prior knowledge or prior experience, or prior experience, or maybe some kind of example that has helped or hindered in their learning process? Have you ever come across such kind of a situation or such kind of a story?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody?
Recently, may I continue?
Yeah, please, Savita ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So recently, I had come across an example where one of our students had come from some remote area, and then when we were continuing with activity-based learning and teaching, he kind of pointed out, "Ma'am, why don't we only go on with blackboard teaching as I used to have in my previous school?" So I personally feel, now that we are dwelling into NEP ways, that is more child-centered, and we are, getting along with the new ways of teaching and learning, this can be a barricade for the children, those who are not exposed to it. I mean, this is something which I came across very recently in a class 11, where we have students, coming from all over India.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. That's and if we had never known about it, if the child has not openly expressed it, and if you had not taken that step to reach out to the child, we would never know. And no, many children don't even open up and speak about their fears, or their preferences, and the entire learning journey is hindered in just mere not taking that first step, or maybe I would say that initiation to know the child's background and the child's context. And that is why it's very important to know what the child is bringing into the classroom. I don't know if I'm not going to dwell much into it, but there's this famous story of Ted and Mrs. Thompson. I don't know if anyone has heard about it. You can just Google it out and you can get to know the story. It's a story of a teacher and a student, where the student is deteriorating in its academics, and the teacher is unable to understand what is the reason. Initially, teacher develops a kind of aversion towards the child, but slowly the teacher wants to know what has happened to the child, why the child has deteriorated over the years. And the teacher comes up with a very surprising, and not surprising, actually a very shocking revelation. I would like, rather it would be giving a spoiler, so I would not give you a spoiler. Please Google out the story of Ted and Mrs. Thompson, and you will get a wonderful story which helps us to understand what is the role of a teacher in understanding what our child brings into the classroom. Please, you can do it as a after session task, and you can take this story as a story to understand our learners better. So I'm going further. What was the implication of the previous slide? It is to acknowledge what they have learned already, which we have already discussed, to introduce new concepts so that the misconceptions are clear, to be able to connect with the child very contextually and based upon their experiences, as ma'am rightly said, where the child is, and to take the child from that known place to the unknown, which is very important. We cannot directly take the child to the unknown if the child is not taken from a known place. So first, let us know where the child is and then take him to the unknown. Unlearn before relearning, which is very important, and addressing the misconceptions. Giving the student voice a platform, which is again the need of the hour. And yes, as I rightly said in the beginning, assessment is all about diagnostic and it is not for evaluation and judgment. So that is the implication of the previous slide, like what our children brings to our classroom, and how, if we understand this one simple thing, we can move from delivery to discovery. As I rightly said, our children come as a gift, and it is all about how we open that wrapper, and layer by layer we unfold the talent, the skill, the inner abilities, the innate capacities of the child. So moving on further, and yeah, this is how you can, just a beautiful slide I found, a beautiful picture I found of a happy classroom, a happy teacher and happy children. And you can see the level of the children is different at every, like the first child is at a lower level, the second child is a little bit higher, and then the other children. What do I intend to imply here? Can anybody suggest? Can anybody guess? Like the different, the height of that, the pillars on which the children are standing is different. Like it's not equal. What do I intend by this picture? Any guesses? It is one of the foundational principles of NEP. And the one child is yet to make the move. So the child is happy knowing that, yes, I will be on the path of learning. So the child is about to take the leap. But yes, other children have already taken the leap, but they are all on different levels. Okay, I think Jyoti ma'am has come up with some answers. Shanali ma'am, can you just help me to read that? I missed it. Diversity.
Okay. Rachna ma'am has written, we have diverse learners in a class. And Jeevan Jyoti ma'am has written, students have different mindsets and everyone is not the same. Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Yes, exactly. I mean to imply here is inclusivity. That is, the different diversity in our classroom, and also equity, wherein we need not give equal opportunities, but equity in the classroom is very important, where the child is, from there the child has to be brought up. So one child may be ahead of the other child. So knowing that a particular child A and child B, they are at different levels, we have to make sure that child A also goes up and child B also goes up, knowing where the child is, because every child is different and every child comes with a different set of intelligence and different set of knowledge level and cognitive level. So here comes inclusivity and equity. Both are important in our classrooms. And if we follow Bloom's taxonomy, if we follow the 7A instructional model, if we follow the understanding by design model, we indirectly, unintentionally, unknowingly follow inclusivity as well as equity in education. And that is the purpose of NEP 2020. The entire NEP 2020 focuses on inclusivity, equity, sustainability, employability, all these aspects. And how to bring it about. These are the frameworks that will help us to bring about inclusivity as well as equity in our classrooms. Two major factors in our classrooms, which we all feel is very taxing, it's very difficult. But trust me, friends, it's not very difficult if we understand how to do it, and if we put it into practice. More or less, it will become a habit for us to see equity and inclusivity as a feature of our classroom. We can proudly say that, yes, my class, I follow equity and I follow inclusivity. Yes, but before going to the next slide, I would also like to understand what are the few challenges that some of you might have faced in bringing about inclusivity in your classrooms. Can, in just few words, like 1 or 2 words, can you just put it in the chat box? What are the challenges that you face? Like when you have a diverse classroom, what are the challenges you face in a classroom? In 1 word. Just you can put it in the chat box. Inclusivity. What are the challenges you face? Yeah, vernacular background, absolutely. Because children come from different backgrounds. Savita ma'am already had given 1 example. Apart from that, vernacular background. The religious tolerance, excellent ma'am. Any more answers? Any more challenges that you have faced in a classroom wherein you feel that inclusivity is a bit challenging? We do have diverse learners in our classroom, right? Right, friends? Can I get a thumbs up? Yes, yes. Yeah, thank you. All are listening. Thank you so much. Yes, we do have diverse learners. And we have, when we talk about diverse learners, the other aspect is some are auditory learners, some are visual learners, some are kinesthetic learners. That also brings about a lot of diversity in learning, and that also needs to be catered to. On the top of it, we might have certain children with learning difficulties. We might have special kids in our class. Yes, we have the language problem in our class. So these all problems and challenges are already a part of it. Farha ma'am is raising her hand. Yes, ma'am. Do you want to share something? Yeah, maybe my mistake. So let me go ahead. Yes. So once we have achieved what we had already been discussing in our previous slides, what do we get in our classroom? We get an aha moment. And yes, teaching is all about assisting discovery. We have been discussing all these things just to make our children happy learners, so that they go home with a bunch of learning experiences, which they take it home, as well as they are able to use it in their day-to-day experiences, day-to-day life, and also make their life better, and they are able to be successful in whatever they are. So yes, this aha moments in our classroom is very important, and it is in our hands to create these aha moments in our classroom. So how to create these aha moments in our classroom? Okay, let us understand understanding by design. So I would like to know, anyone knows about this framework? No, anyone has come across this framework earlier? Understanding by design. You would have, some of you would have definitely come across this. Anybody? If you have heard about it, you can just tell a yes or a no, so that know how much to explain, how much to restrain. I will get a fair idea. Like, okay, so not much about it. Okay. Backward planning. Have you heard about it? Backward planning. Anybody? Okay, fine. It's okay. Okay, let me start with understanding by design. Now, understanding by design is a framework which actually flips the traditional planning strategy or methodology. Now, what is a traditional planning strategy? What have we been planning all these years? So when we think about a lesson plan, what do we do first, friends? We started take a chapter, right? Yes, thumbs up. Yes. Then we decide the learning objectives. Yes. Then we decide our activities, right? Yeah. And then we, after deciding the activities, we plan the assessment, right? Yes or no? Yes, friends. Yes, exactly. So that is exactly what is traditional planning. Now, instead of thinking, or instead of asking ourselves, what should I teach tomorrow? How can I deeply understand what are my children wanting to learn? Okay, that's more important. So CBSE talks about learning outcomes. Have you heard about it? Learning outcome? Yes. So learning, we used to think traditional planning was focused upon learning objective. Now learning objective is purely teacher centered. Okay, that is my objective. What should I teach tomorrow? How should I teach tomorrow? That is my objective. That is learning objective. Now, understanding by design, it flips the traditional planning and tells you to think about the learning outcome, not learning objective. Decide first your learning outcome. Okay, so instead of thinking what is your learning objective, we are moving to the student. So we are moving from teacher centric to student centric, and here we are trying to think, what will my child learn? What is the outcome going to be? So that is the learning outcome, and that is what NCF-SE talks about. That is learning outcome. So we first think about the learning outcome, that is identify the desired result. Based upon the outcome, we design our acceptable activities that we need to do in our classroom, that is determine the acceptable evidences. Here it simply means, in layman's term, it means our activities that we will be doing in our classroom. And then we plan the objectives and the instructions, like what instructions should I follow so that I can do the activities in the classroom and I get the outcome. So the first step is think of the outcome, then think of the evidences that I will gather, then think of the activities, and then think of the objectives. It's completely flipped. It is completely reversed. How does this work actually? Okay, so this is one such small example of curricular priorities, which is discussed by understanding by design, which talks about enduring. I'll not dwell much upon it because it doesn't give us much into Bloom's taxonomy, but I'll just brush it up so that you understand this. It goes into 3 layers, that is understanding by design. One is enduring understanding, that is what is very, very, very important in a lesson to teach. The next level is what is important for the child to know and for the child to do. And there are certain aspects in a chapter that is worth being familiar with. So if we understand this, if we take a particular chapter, if we divide the chapter into these 3 parts, we will definitely understand from where will our learning outcome come. Our learning outcome will be here, that is in enduring understanding. Whatever we want our children to learn, whatever we want our children to carry to the next class and lifelong, that is your enduring understanding concept. Take any concept. Like at this point of time, whichever subject you teach, imagine one concept in your subject. So if it is maybe science, you can talk about water conservation, or maybe if it is SS, you talk about World War, you talk about English, you talk about any chapter that you have been doing. So mathematics, maybe fractions. So whichever subject you are teaching, think about that subject. You might be having your pen and paper right in your hand. Just do this small quick activity, quick exercise for your understanding, because the more we do it, the better we understand it. So if you talk about fractions, what is your enduring understanding that the child you wish your child to carry? what is that important for the child to know and the child to do it in the class, and what is necessary for the child to be familiar with? Not much. So just think about it and just try to like design it in your, like roughly, you can just sketch it. You can just scribble in your notepad, and this will help you to understand from where will your learning outcome come from. So where is your learning outcome? Your learning outcome is your enduring understanding. That is where your learning outcome lies. So this is how we come to our learning outcome. So are you doing it? Give a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you so much. So keep doing it and we will move further. Now this is from NEP-SE, NCF-SE, that is National Curriculum Framework. And learning outcome, as I told you, this is the enduring understanding, dear friends. So you can see from where this has come. This is our NCF, and this is understanding by design by Grant Wiggins, and it was designed somewhere in the 19th century, somewhere long ago, somewhere 1 century ago, people understood the importance of it now, and we have understood it lately, and that's how it comes into NCF. It has come into NEP. Now, this is your learning outcome. There is where your enduring understanding is. This is what is a major milestone that you have to create in your subject. Now, this is what happens in your classroom, dear friends. Okay, now we have these layers. So first layer is the aim of education. The second layer is a curricular goal. The third layer is the competencies that we need to develop. And the fourth is your learning outcome. What is in our hands is a learning outcome. Yes or no, friends? Do you agree to me? Yeah, exactly. Let me give you an example here to make it much more understandable, because every time all these frameworks are more or less very abstract in nature. So better learn it with examples. So for example, my aim of education, what is my aim? For example, if I say, I want to create autonomous learners, that is self-independent learners in education. So that is my aim of education. Like that is the aim of the policy makers. That is the aim of the education, the education ministry. That is what they are aiming for. That is what the CBSE aims for. Like the children should be independent learners. Okay. Now for that, we need to have certain curricular goals. Now to make the child independent, what are the skills that needs to be developed? So imagine one skill would be, let us assume it could be communication skill. Okay, because communication makes the child independent, self-independent. So that could be your curricular goals, which is taken by the policy makers and again broken down into competencies. Now, what is a competency? That comes to us. That is our responsibility to develop. So if I have to develop communication skill in the child, what competencies will I develop in the child? So communication skill, I would consider it as a major responsibility of maybe language teachers. Yes, all other subjects do cater to communication skills, but yes, language teachers will cater to it more, because that's a skill that we develop in the class. So in my language class, how do I develop this communication skill? For example, I would want my child to learn debating skills, or learn to take inferences and references and to be able to debate on a particular topic. So that is a competency I want to teach my children. That is my learning objective. That is a competency I want my child to learn. And then what is the learning outcome? So my learning outcome would be, I want my children will be able to take inferences and references from text, and will be able to argue or will be able to debate on a given topic using their own inputs, using their own perception. So that is my learning outcome. So you can see from independent learners to communication skills to debating competency, and how have I changed it into my learning outcome. So this is how this NEP has broken down the aim of education, and finally when we reach to learning outcome. So this is the enduring understanding I want to give to my child, that any inference or any reference the child takes, the child should be able to debate upon it. The child should be able to argue and present his point of view. So that is my enduring understanding for the child. And for that, what skill the child should learn? The child should learn the debating skill. And if the child learns the debating skill, the child will learn communication skill. And when the child learns communication skill, the child becomes a self-independent learner, an autonomous learner. So this is how the NEP basically works. So any doubts here? I would want to pause here for a while. And again, one small exercise that you can do here is think about one major goal, or maybe start with a learning outcome in your subject, and then think about the competency that you're developing in the class, then the goal, and then the aim of education. So if you are able to think to that extent, if you're able to foresee that, then great. We have understood what NEP is trying to help our teachers to know and bring it down into our classrooms at the grassroots level. So any doubts here, dear friends? I would like to pause here and would like to take any queries, any doubts, or any questions.
One clarification, ma'am. When we are talking about competencies, you mean to say we need to align them with the Bloom's taxonomy to what level they are rating?
Exactly, ma'am. Now, Bloom's taxonomy more or less talks about the cognitive level of learning, the cognitive levels of complexity. So when we understand what is the competency that we have to develop in the child, then that particular competency, at what level do we have to develop? Because if we don't understand what competency we have to develop, we will not be able to understand to what extent do we have to develop it. And for example, any competency, ma'am, any competency that you take, for example, debating skills. Okay, now debating skill is a higher order skill. So for that, the child needs to know certain, like when we talk about Bloom's taxonomy, I think we all are much aware of Bloom's taxonomy. The further slides is already there. So I'll be discussing that. But yeah, to answer your question, so Bloom's taxonomy has 6 levels of complexities, cognitive levels, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So to develop that competency for the child to learn the skill and to take it to the level of competency, you have to climb that ladder of Bloom's taxonomy. So if you reach that highest level of Bloom's taxonomy, that child has taken it as a competency. Am I making sense?
Yeah, that means we are making him competent to that particular level, right?
Yes, exactly. So when we follow the levels of Bloom's taxonomy from one level to the next level and to the third level and the fourth level and the fifth level, slowly and gradually we are taking the child from the lowest level of skill to the highest level of competency.
And it's applicable in all domains, not just
all domains, ma'am.
Yeah, psychomotor as well as the
yes, all domains.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that question. It was a wonderful question. Yeah. So any more queries? Can we just move ahead? What's the time? Like, ma'am, please, Shanoli ma'am, if you can just keep telling me how much time do we have, so I will just manage.
Yeah, as we have started a bit late, so at least 40 minutes more we can devote.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's fair enough. Okay. Now, yes, let's come to the Bloom's taxonomy. We all are aware of Bloom's taxonomy, so I will not dwell much on the understanding of Bloom's taxonomy, but rather I would go to the matrix and discuss what matrix is, which I think maybe I don't know. I'm just assuming but many of us don't know, because I lately came to know about the matrix when I started dwelling about understanding better about Bloom's taxonomy, because I developed a kind of interest in this particular topic. So I wanted to understand Bloom's taxonomy more, and there is where I got to understand the matrix and understand it in a better sense. So just a very general factual information about Bloom's taxonomy for all those who have less information about it. So it's a taxonomy which is basically a hierarchy, a framework. Taxonomy refers to basically classification. Any kind of classification is called taxonomy. Now this taxonomy was developed by Benjamin Bloom, and so it is called Bloom's taxonomy, and it is instructional model. Now this instructional model directly comes from constructivism, which is a cognitive learning theory, which we all know. I'm not getting into that, because no, everything is actually, friends, everything is related. No, everything is built upon one another. So we had the cognitive constructivism theory first, and based upon that, Benjamin Bloom came up with the instructional model, which he called as a taxonomy, and he developed this framework. And this particular framework has, when it was developed in the year, if I'm not wrong, 1956, long back, it had 6 cognitive levels of complexity. It started with knowledge, then moving ahead to comprehension, application, analysis, and synthesis and evaluation. Since this taxonomy is hierarchical, each level you can see is subsumed by the lower level. What do I mean by that is, if the child has to go to comprehension level, the child should be at the knowledge level, understand the knowledge level well, and then go to comprehension. If the child has to go to the application level, the child has to travel or climb the ladder of knowledge and comprehension, and so on and so forth. So it is subsumed. You cannot jump. You cannot take a leap from knowledge to analysis or from comprehension to synthesis. No, it goes step by step. So it's knowledge, then comprehension, then the child learns to apply, then the child learns to analyze, then the child learns to synthesize, and then the child learns to evaluate. These are the cognitive levels. Now, the child basically functions at these levels one by one, and the child attains the mastery one by one, and then slowly proceeds further. So as we can say that when the child is at a very in a very lower class, maybe the foundational years, you will find the child is at the knowledge, comprehension, and application level, which is more or less, the child remains there. So the child is learning a lot of facts. The child is learning, understanding the facts, understanding the dimensions of the knowledge, and then the child is learning to apply it. As and when the child enters into the middle years, middle schooling, and then further into higher classes, there is where the child starts analyzing it, synthesizing it, and evaluation. So there is no place for knowledge, comprehension, and application. Less space, I would rather say, not no space, very less space for knowledge, comprehension, application in the higher classes. So all the knowledge, comprehension, application should have already happened in the lower classes, so that there is enough room for the child in the higher classes for analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Now here I'm talking about the Bloom's this is actual Bloom's taxonomy. Now when we talk about the new terms, there's something called BRT. Okay, let it appear one by one, then I will discuss it. So I think we all are aware of this BRT, the term BRT. Generally it is called BRT. Thumbs up if you all know about BRT. Yes, BRT is nothing but Bloom's revised taxonomy. It is BRT, like in many of the, even in NCF and even in many of the books, many of these books on different frameworks, educational books, it would be written BRT. They don't write Bloom's revised taxonomy, they rather write Bloom's the BRT. Now this BRT, Bloom's taxonomy, was revised in the year 2001 by Anderson. And there were two major changes that were made in this hierarchy of cognitive level. And as you can see the change very evidently here in this, the major changes, synthesis is removed and evaluation has taken the 5th position, and synthesis is completely taken out from there, and a new skill, and a new not a skill, I would, sorry, a new cognitive cognitive level has been set there or built there, and that is called creating. So are we aware of this? Thumbs up, so that I know you are you're all with me. Yeah, so that is one understanding. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, friends. So that is one understanding, that is about BRT. That is the last two levels, that is synthesis and evaluation. Synthesis is taken away and synthesis was replaced with evaluation, and a new skill is put there, that is creating. Now you will find one more change. Can you tell me what is a change? Can anyone put it in the chat box? Anybody? Okay. If not, okay, let me tell it. Let me reveal it. Can you see that the original terms are the noun forms? They are the abstract noun forms. They are abstract nouns. The English teachers would agree to me. And the new terms are the verbs. Can you see, friends? Yes, exactly. Now, what does this imply? Like, why he had to change from nouns to verbs? What is the meaning in it? Like, what sense does it make?
From objectives to outcomes.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Like, at least, no, I'm so happy that, whatever we have been discussing. Yes. So, noun form is again a way, it's abstract noun form. It's abstract. So when I say abstract, it's very unidimensional. It is very difficult to think in aspects of what exactly to be done in the classroom. Like, if I have to think from a teacher's point of view, like knowledge, like what to do in the classroom, like karna kya hai, comprehension mein kya karna hai, application mein kya karna hai. And we are catering to teachers across pan India and teachers all across, with different backgrounds and different understandings. So to make it a more understandable, what was needed was not an abstract noun, but rather a verb which will help us to understand the outcome. Like, this is what I want the child to take from my class. Like, if I'm talking about facts, it's not about knowledge, it's about remembering the facts. If it's about listing down certain things, it's about remembering and understanding. Now, if it's about application, yes, how do I apply that particular knowledge in my day-to-day life? And then further analysis, evaluating and creating. So basically, from abstract noun to verbs, moving from objectives to outcomes, moving from just theory to practical use in the classroom. With Bloom's revised taxonomy, we are able to align our learning objectives, we are able to align our activities, we are able to align our assessments with a much more cognitive understanding of the child. What is the cognitive understanding of the child for this particular topic? Based upon that, I will devise my learning outcome. Based upon that, I will devise my activities, and based upon that will be my objective. So it was very easy to create the objectives, the activities, the assessments, and the outcome using BRT. So BRT made it very easy, feasible for creating apt activities in the classroom and also better assessment techniques. So that was the purpose of why there was a shift from Bloom's taxonomy to Bloom's revised taxonomy. Just for your understanding, Bloom's taxonomy was created by Bloom himself, but Bloom's revised taxonomy was not created by Bloom himself. It was revised by Anderson, and it was revised in the year 2001. Now, any doubts or any queries here? Okay, thank you. Now, here is where things get interesting. Okay, sorry. This was just one beautiful picture I found on internet, and I thought I should put it in my slide to make it a bit colorful, because otherwise it's all black and white. There's no specific reason why I chose this, but I really found it very interesting. Bloom and this beautiful butterfly. And just like our children, it is going from one phase to another phase of complexity of learning, and think from the child's point of view, and the child is telling that I'm remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So I simply love this picture, so I thought, why not a bit of color to my slide, nothing else. Yes. So now, yes, here is where things get interesting, and this is something called the revised Bloom's taxonomy matrix. Now, have you seen something of this kind, friends? Like yes or no in the chat box? Oh, somebody has seen already. That's great. Oh, wow. That's nice. So it is easy for me to explain what does this mean. So this Bloom's taxonomy was a hierarchy, was a it was in a triangular shape. But Bloom's revised taxonomy is no more triangular, wherein we have knowledge and understanding at the base and then evaluation at the apex. So it was like triangle. It was a triangle. Bloom's taxonomy is triangle, but Bloom's revised taxonomy is not a triangle. That is what we need to understand. People still feel that it is a triangle. No, it's not a triangle. It is a matrix. Now, what is a matrix? Matrix is this kind of a grid which has got quadrants in it. Now, this quadrants is talking about two aspects, which is much more in a much more illustrative way given in this slide. So I will put up this slide, and I'll pause for a while here, and I want all of you to just go through it. You might have already seen it, well and good. If not, I would want you to go through it and tell me, where is Bloom's taxonomy here in this entire grid? Anybody can unmute and just let me know. Where is Bloom's taxonomy here?
Here, this remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create.
Yeah, on the top, right? Numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that is where is the Bloom's taxonomy. The verbs, remembering, understanding. Also, just to make it very clear, though I haven't used it, I'm very sorry. It is my mistake, my bad. Oh, sorry. Yes, but always remember, when we use Bloom's revised taxonomy, always use the verbs in continuous tense: remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Always use it in the ing form. That makes it more sensible, actually. You can use it in this way. It's not wrong, I would say, but it is always better and it's more sensible to use it in the ing form. Okay, so can you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? So that is our Bloom's taxonomy. In Bloom's taxonomy matrix, we call it cognitive process. Okay, we move from one level to the next level and then finally reach the final stage, that is creating level. Okay, and on the other side, we can see A, B, C, D. Can you see that, friends? A, B, C, D, can you see? What is that A, B, C, D? I'll just read it for you. Can you see A? Under A, we have factual knowledge. That is basic elements and terminologies. Under B, we have conceptual knowledge, which is theories and models. And under C, we have procedural knowledge, which is methods and techniques. And under D, we have metacognitive knowledge, that is awareness of cognition. Can you see that A, B, C, D? Yeah. Now let me explain it. Or anybody would like to throw light on it before I throw light on it? Anybody would like to? Like what is it? Like what do you understand? Like what do you get the first impression of it? No? Nobody?
Is it basically that it's telling us the various levels at which we can take the cognition? Initially, it's just the basic knowledge. Then you get to recognize the facts and then kind of, make them use into your procedures and all.
Yeah.
And then at the universal level as to...
Yeah, exactly. Yes, ma'am. You're more or less on the right path. You've understood it well. Most of us would have already understood it. Maybe we are unable to explain it. But here, let me, in a very simple way, let me try to explain it. The knowledge dimension. If my cursor is moving here, can you see my cursor moving? This is a knowledge dimension, that is factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, and metacognitive knowledge. This is the content that we have in our hand. Okay, this is what we teach. Got it? Yes, so this is what we teach. So when I'm taking a poem, for example, my factual knowledge is, what is the poem about? The poem is about rain. Okay, so that is a factual knowledge. Then there will be some conceptual knowledge in that poem. Then there will be some procedural knowledge, like understanding the structure of the poem. And then there will be some thematic understanding, metaphorical understanding about the poem, where I'm going to the metacognitive understanding of the knowledge. Similarly, if I take any concept in science or maybe sustainability, if I take water conservation, what do I understand about facts about water? Okay, if I'm talking to a middle grade child, like rivers and waters, and so the factual knowledge that I have about water bodies. Then some conceptual knowledge about why water conservation is important, the theories, the models. Then some procedural knowledge, like maybe the water cycle, or maybe any other procedure of water conservation, how to conserve water, some methods and techniques. And at metacognitive level, it would be how you can go ahead and think of ideas and understand your whatever you have understood in a better way and create something new out of it. That is your metacognitive knowledge. So this is the what of your teaching. This is basically, this is basically what is there in your hand to teach. No, so this is your content. And this is how to teach. That is remembering, understanding, application, and applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. This is the how of it. This is the how of it, and this is the what of it. What am I teaching? And this is how am I going to teach. So first I'm going to make them remember certain facts. Then I'm going to make them understand it. Then I'm going to teach them how to apply it. Then I'm going to teach them how to analyze it. and then help them to evaluate it and help them to create something new out of their knowledge. So this is your knowledge dimension, that is, this is your content, and this is your procedure. Like what are you exactly, this is your activity. These are your activities, and these are your, this is your textbook, I would say. This is your content. Able to understand? Yeah, dear friends, thumbs up. Yeah, great. So now when we see, if we have this grid in our hand, when we prepare our lesson plans, so what we can what we can do here is, for example, I'm taking an example of a poem again. For example, if I am teaching a poem, Road Not Taken, a famous poem, and I'm thinking about, okay, the child should be knowing about, sorry, why is this slide going again? The child should be knowing about Robert Frost. So it's a factual knowledge. The poem is written by Robert Frost. It's a very factual knowledge. So where will it fall? In which quadrant will it fall? Anybody can just put it in the box. Like, for example, I'll repeat my question. I'm teaching poem Road Not Taken, and the poem is written by Robert Frost, which is mentioned in the poem, that this poem is about Robert Frost. So I just want my children to know the poem is written by Robert Frost and remember it. Okay, so where is that particular knowledge falling in this particular matrix? In which quadrant?
Factual knowledge, ma'am. A.
1A, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if now here comes it is 1A. Now, once I know that this is a very factual knowledge that I'm giving to my children, then I also know what kind of questions I can frame to ask in the exam. So I would either say list cannot come in this because it's just one name. Recall, so recall the name of the poet of the poem Road Not Taken, or name the poet of the poem Road Not Taken. So from there is my assessment coming. Okay, so once I know that where is my knowledge and my cognitive process lying, it is easy for me to frame that kind of a assessment. If this grid you have, ma'am, dear friends, it will really help you to move from this level, from this level to this level. That is from list recall to combine and organize, from recognize and recall to design and formulate, from identify to develop and construct, and from recognize to design personal learning plan. So if you want to see, our major aim is to shift from the first quadrant to the sixth quadrant. Okay, that is our aim. Content, we will have all kind of contents in hand, but our aim is to move from the first quadrant, that is number 1 to number 6. And if we have to move from number 1 to number 6, we should exactly know what is the content that I have, what is the knowledge dimension of that content, and what will be my learning outcome based upon that particular knowledge dimension and that particular cognitive process. So this is the basic understanding about revised Bloom's taxonomy matrix. Any queries here?
Ma'am, as you are taking here cognitive domain,
yeah,
for the other domains also, I mean, we can frame the dimensions like that.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, you're talking about the two other domains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be taken, ma'am. It can be taken. Yeah, I don't have the examples right now, but yes, yeah, it can be taken.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. If you can take a screenshot of it or a picture of it, because I have an activity now, activity in the sense a small exercise for all of us to do. You would need this grid. So if you can take a snapshot of it, then I can change the slide. Can you do that, friends?
Here one question Neha ma'am has put.
Yeah. What is the question, ma'am?
Ma'am, in the poem Road Not Taken, how do we design and formulate?
Okay, so where does design and formulate come? You're talking about, okay, here, creating conceptual knowledge. Now here, designing would be, now Road Not Taken poem is about metaphors. Okay, it is about a metaphor on the decision making. So it could be, for example, you can give them an activity in the class to you are going on a trip and you have to design the itinerary of the trip. So what are the decisions that you will take or formulate? The decisions that you will take, what all decisions you will have to take, and how are you going to take those decisions? So design the plan of design the entire itinerary of it by stating what are the different aspects that you will look into while designing the itinerary. So that is one activity wherein the child has understood the poem. The child has metaphorically understood that it is all about decision making, how to make decisions. And when we make decisions, there are multiple options that we have. And how do we narrow down to one particular option? Okay, so when the child is designing an itinerary, the child will learn that. So that is the designing aspect of the conceptual understanding of the poem Road Not Taken. Though it is too out of the box, but here our major theme of the poem is decision making. So we are trying to teach the child decision making. So that is one activity that we can. We have to move out of the context here for everybody to understand. When we reach the creating stage, we are no more in the content. We have come out of the content. It is completely out of the box, and we are relating it to the present context. We are relating it to the major aim, curricular goal here, and that is our major idea of teaching that particular concept, the enduring understanding. I don't want my children to remember Robert Frost that he had written the poem Road Not Taken, but rather by teaching that poem, I want my child to learn that it was a metaphor, and that metaphor was for decision making and how to make better decisions in life. So that is my enduring understanding about the poem. So that is how it reaches. When we reach this particular stage, that is the sixth quadrant, we automatically think beyond. We think, I would rather say, globally. We don't think locally. No, local is the previous three quadrants, that is remember, understand, and application. We remain in the content and we think, we take inferences and think on the basis of the content. But the moment we jump to analyze, evaluate, and create, we only take necessary information from the content, and whatever is needed to build upon it is taken in analyzing, evaluating, and creating, which is a higher thinking skill, higher cognitive skill, higher cerebral skill, and that requires a lot of training for our children. And there is where actually our project-based learning, experiential learning, and all these things comes into picture. Like we talk about experiential learning, PBL, that is project based. Every project that we give, it is based upon this analyzing, evaluating, and creating, so that the child has a better understanding about the different knowledge dimensions that we have in our hand. Any more questions or queries, or have I answered it? Thank you so much, ma'am. Any more queries?
Neha ma'am has written, so through activities, it can be made clear.
Yes, ma'am. Now, this looks a bit, I would say, yes, taxing, a bit confusing, like how to remember this. Like obviously, I don't remember it. But yes, when I prepare my lesson plan, I keep this chart in front of me, and I do have an understanding know that yes, I have to move from one quadrant to another quadrant. If I'm not moving, if I'm getting stuck in one, then my learning is not fruitful there. I'll give you examples that would be better. If you have taken the snapshot of it, I have a small exercise to do here. Imagine these are some of the questions that we have to deal in the class. Okay. For example, the first one is list the causes of world. Well, let us go one by one. That would be better so that I can go to the previous slide. So list the causes of World War I. Now, which cell do you think this particular knowledge dimension will fall? And what is the kind of questions that I will be, which cell and what is the knowledge dimension cognitive? Only that much you need to answer. So I'll go back to the previous slide, and you can refer the previous slide and tell me, list the causes of World War I. Which cell and what knowledge dimension and cognitive process? Which one it will be? List the causes of World War I. Anybody? You can write it in the chat box also. 1A, excellent. Madhusudan sir, yes, excellent. Claps for Madhusudan sir, yes. Now going to the next question. Design a science experiment to test a hypothesis. Design a science experiment to test a hypothesis. Which quadrant? Design a science experiment to test a hypothesis. You first have an hypothesis and you're designing an experiment to test it.
Is it B6?
Okay, so there are answers like B6, that is design and formulating. There are B4, that is breaking down. Sorry, that is B4 is analyzing and comparing. B3 is analyzing and comparing. Okay. But do you think it is B? Is it B? Like experiment, don't you think it is some kind of a procedure, friends? Like I am doubtful. Experiment means procedure, no? Some method we follow. We have to start from somewhere and end somewhere. Okay, C5, C4, C6. Okay, keep your answer with you. We will get back to it. Yes, the next one, we will definitely get back to it. Keep it in mind. Summarize the theme of the poem. You can write down your answers and you can see whether your answers are correct or not. You can scribble it in your notepad. Then we will come back to the answers. Summarize the theme of a poem. So I have put all different examples here because I don't know, you might be a mixed lot of teachers from different subjects. So I have used all different subjects here. So summarizing the theme of the poem. It is just summarizing, friends. So where will you put it? B2. Yeah, it's already given there. That's a bold move. Teachers have to be smart. B2. Okay, fine. Next, compare the functions of plant and animal cell. There's a science question here. Compare the functions of plant and animals. We are comparing, friends, we are comparing. Okay, so we have the plant cell, we have the animal cell, and we distinguish between, we give that kind of questions. So where will it fall?
B4.
Yeah, excellent. Yes, assess the credibility of online sources. Now this can be a bit tough.
Is it C5?
Okay, sorry, I didn't give you the slide. Okay, definitely it is assessing. So assessing is an evaluating skill. So it has to fall into evaluate. But whether it is a procedure, whether it is metacognition, or whether it is conceptual, or whether it is factual, that we have to understand. Yes, ma'am has already given the answer. And the final one, predict the outcome of a chemical reaction. Okay, that's D5. Evaluate own learning. Excellent. Okay, let us see the answers. Let us see if you have got the right answers. Okay, now check your answers. Is it correct or is it wrong? Any difference in opinion? Anybody says? Okay, 3 correct answers. Somebody is writing. Are you checking your answers, or do you have any difference in the opinion? Like, do you think any answer is not correct, or no, you need more explanation to it? Please, please. Oh, that's great. Okay, so did you find this exercise, this particular exercise or this particular grid useful, dear friends? Like, can you tell me, like, put it in your chat box. Do you find it like interesting? Do you find it useful? Yeah, thank you so much. And where are we going to use this? Where are we going to use this? Like, how can when I initially asked, like, why are we all here? No, we all gave wonderful answers that for making us better, for no, making us more competent, for empowering us. So in what way do you think, friends, this particular grade is going to help us?
Sir has mentioned that while preparing lesson plan and assessment.
Yes, exactly. Yes. In preparing, I would say better lesson plans and better assessments. No, till now we have been preparing. See, dear friends, we all are very seasoned teachers here. We have been teaching like since so many years. We know the ways and means of teaching, and but at the same time, due to the changing times, the changing generation, the changing need of education, student oriented lesson plans. Excellent. Yes. So till now, when we were preparing the lesson plans, we were thinking only very few aspects in our mind. Now because we know a lot of things, our knowledge dimension has increased. Like as here it is mentioned, the knowledge dimension, our dimension also has increased. And so it is very important, as we are much more aware of this and of the present situation, and obviously the 21st century skills that we need to teach to our kids. I think it's more or less it's very important to move from our age-old ways of thinking and traditional methods. I would never say that our traditional methods were not good. That's how we learned actually. But our present children are very different. Our present generation is very different, and their requirements are a lot different. And because of which, somewhere it is very important that we think differently and we embrace this particular change wholeheartedly, so that we are able to give better to our present 21st century learners. Because we are the 21st century educators. So we have to be better. We have to be a bit higher than the 21st century learners. Our children already know a lot, but yes, we have to be better than them, so that we are able to give them the best experience and the best learning environment. So this is where it helps. So I think, can we move further? Chinali ma'am?
It's are all wishing to continue for some time, or should we wrap up because it's 8:12?
Yeah, so because
if the participants want to continue, then we can. Otherwise, we'll wrap up for today. Please share your opinion.
You can share your opinion. If you want to wrap up, I'll just conclude it, because this itself was very heavy for everybody. So maybe moving further will be, we can have another session on the further slides. So
yes, that is what I was also thinking. So we can have some sort of open forum, as Jyoti ma'am. Okay, mostly stating, please continue.
okay.
Swarupa ma'am, could you please mute yourself? Swarupa ma'am, could you please mute yourself?
Yeah, I'll continue for 10 more minutes. I'll not take much more. I'll just try to wind up, and then we can have an exclusive session on the other slides that are there. So in 10 minutes, I think I'll be able to wind up. Is that okay, Shinali ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So just moving further. Yeah, lesson planning. I'll not dwell much upon it. It's just a basic illustrative understanding about what lesson planning is. So when we develop a lesson plan, we should think about the curiosity aspect of the child in the class. We are talking about the aha moment in the classroom. So the curiosity aspect is much more important than the compliance. When we only think about, okay, I have to do this because I have to take an exam and finish off, then the curiosity is killed. So we have to keep up the curiosity so that we are able to give a better lesson plan to the children. When we develop a lesson plan, I think this can be taken as an exclusive session, because I have a lesson plan to share also. So Shinali ma'am, if you
we can organize a separate session.
I was session on this, because this will be very helpful for the teachers to develop a lesson plan. So I'll just skip this, but if you want, you can take a screenshot of it. I can later explain it further. It is a 7E instructional model on how to develop a lesson plan. Moving further, I think okay, I want my dear friends to just go through this checklist for teachers, that is effective lesson planning. We all have been developing lesson plans. We have different methods and we have different frameworks. We have different different ways of developing. Our formats are also different, like different schools they follow different basically there will be a few things that is learning objectives, and then it starts with activities, the set induction, then the procedure that is followed during the activities, and then there is reflections, then there is remedial measures, and then comes a learning outcome. So these are the basic things that we follow in a lesson plan, the basic framework of a lesson plan. But when we are writing a lesson plan, what are the things that we keep it in mind? So let us have a checklist for it, which always helps. So I want all of you to go through this checklist once, very silently read it. Rather, I will read it aloud for you so that you are able to get hold of it. And I want you all to tell me which are the top 3. Okay, the top 3, or maybe we can number it, because I'm sorry, I didn't number it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 criteria. There are 12 features to effective lesson plan checklist. So out of this, what are the 3 top most criteria that you keep it in mind while preparing lesson plan? Or maybe not 3, I would take it 5. Okay, tell me which are the 5 top most. So now you can number it. For example, if you feel that my lesson plans, I always see that I include art integration, and then I look into that there is educational technology is used effectively. Then I look into real world and local examples. So like whichever subject you are teaching pertaining to that particular subject, when you are preparing a lesson plan, what are the 5 basic what are the 5 basic criteria that you keep it in mind while preparing the checklist? That is what I want to know. So I want you to number it. Tell me, like, what is 5, 3, 2, 1, what? Like 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, what? Like in the ascending order, like starting with the top, not ascending, descending order, the topmost, and then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and then the fifth, like that. I think 1, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so 1 is define. That is the first one. Then the 6th one is include integration. 8th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th one, inclusive and social. And the 10th one should be maintaining a logical flow, introduction, activity, assessment, and closure. Okay. Make it 3. That would be better. 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Again, I think this similar kind of an answer. Can you make it 3? Like only 3 topmost. 3 topmost. 3, 6, 10. So 3 is experiential learning, 6 is art integration, and 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10. 10 is educational technology, or you mean to say introduction, activity, assessment, and closure? This is the 10th one. It's educational technology only. Okay, I'm wrong. Yes. So 1, 3, and 10 is what people, all my friends are giving more importance to. Any more answers? What do you give least importance? My question has changed now, friends. What do you give least importance to? Now tell me least importance. Like you don't think about that only. Like you never thought about it. It might happen in the class. Unintentionally it might happen, but you never thought about it. The one, define clear outcomes. Like, is it the least, or are you still talking about the topmost? My question has changed. Everybody, pay attention. My question has changed. The least important criteria that you ever gave importance to. The 5th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, art integration. Okay, yeah. It is difficult most of the time to incorporate art in subjects like mathematics and all. Yeah, the 5th one. Many of you is giving that. Any other than the 5th? What do you think is like not much? Differentiated instruction? Yes. Difficult again. We may not think all the time. We have to deliberately think. Yeah, differentiated instruction. Yes. 4 and 5, differentiated art integration. Yeah. Yes. Another question. My question has again changed. Do you think can we have all these criteria in a lesson plan? Can anyone just unmute and just express? Anybody? Yeah, probably. Okay. Yes, possible. That's very positive affirmative answer. It's very hard, ma'am. Yes, I do accept. It's very hard. 6 and 10. 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 critical thinking. Infusing all the 4 C's. It's very tough. Yes. Yes, it's possible. Yeah, being optimistic is a very good trait. But even I agree.
Shivna ma'am, I think you are being muted. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the slides are gone.
Slides are gone. Okay, one second.
Madam, one question I have.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to use the technology always, even in rural areas and in all the schools?
It is very difficult, sir. I do agree that using technology, first of all, whether it is feasible, whether it is available, what is the feasibility, and what is whether the internet is robust in these kind of situations. But that is a major challenge of the education department, as well as the CBSE also. We work with CBSE, so definitely I'm talking about the CBSE schools. I think that is the biggest challenge we are facing, because the digital, the divide that is there, where in rural areas, the children don't have access to internet and access to all these kind of technologies. So including educational technology in every lessons in rural areas, definitely it's big challenging, sir.
So actually, I'm a 𝗬𝗰𝗵 trainee, and
Yes, sir.
I used to wander so many parts of country, and I trained the teachers to use the 𝗬𝗰𝗵 in mathematics software.
Okay.
But the problem is the children are using those softwares and these to solve the problems without using their brain. The technology, one way the technology is useful, and the another way is harmful. So
Right.
actually, we included that technology part in one of the checklists. Okay.
So that is what, sir, judicious use. Like as I told you, that why did I ask that? Is it possible to include all these things? Definitely my answer would be, sir, it is not possible.
Not always possible. Not always
not
possible.
always. It is possible, but no, we would create an ideal lesson plan, not a practical one. Okay, a very ideal lesson plan if we incorporate all these things. But as teacher, I do understand what problems I face in my classroom.
Do you think this what we planned as practically, is it possible to implement in a classroom situation?
No, sir. I again completely agree to you, because being a teacher for last 20 years, yes, it does happen that we plan a lot of things. When we reach the classroom, we tend to change certain aspects of our planning, and then we do some things very impromptu in the class, very on the spot. And that is a teacher instinct. No?
It should be flexible. It should be flexible.
Yes, exactly. So, but lesson planning, sir, what it intends is, we cannot go without anything to a classroom. Like, we should know that this is what my outcome is, what my outcome has to be. So lesson planning will only help you to be a better teacher in the classroom, to be flexible in your classroom. But absolutely, yes, I do agree to you, sir, that flexibility is very much needed, and the teacher instinct that you have, at that very moment, you should be able to design an activity in the class and be able to cater to the child's requirement.
So actually, one facilitator was invited to school from far away from Anand. She all over the day she traveled and she guided us, and she failed. She planned for 45 minutes and she executed the lesson plan for 90 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
So that is what planning is. That is where our planning fails.
Yes.
So our planning
depends upon the teacher. It depends upon the teacher and the situation
upon the
also.
teacher, like how we manage it. Like yes. So that flexibility has to be there.
Thank you.
Yes. Again, I will keep this for some other day, Shanoli ma'am.
Yes, I feel like because it's already quite late and many of the participants.
So I would just like to end it with this one nice quote, one of my favorite quotes. The biggest effects on student learning occur when teachers become learners of their own teaching. So the more and more we become better aware of what our teaching is and how do we teach, I think, teacher's job is very challenging. I do accept I am a teacher. I am a full-time teacher. And this is my passion that I am doing right now. And I'm able to do it because I'm a teacher. So tomorrow morning, again, I have to go back to my classroom and teach to my kids. At the core of me, I'm always a teacher. Once a teacher, always a teacher. But I do understand that, it never ends. Learning never ends for all of us. And that is one main reason why are we all here. And I'm so happy and so thankful to Shanoli ma'am for getting me here and getting to know all these people who are on Sunday evening, all are here to learn. My God, like I'm going to go to school tomorrow and tell all my friends that, my God, it was like incredible. Let me put on my camera. It was off, I think, all this while.
And definitely we would arrange another session with lesson planning details for all of you.
One more request from my side, madam. One more request from my side.
Yes.
Could you please keep this recording in YouTube?
We generally do not put the recordings on YouTube.
Actually, Google Educator Group is there. 𝗪𝗲𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀 is conducting that one, and after the session, he used to keep the recording in the YouTube. So what we miss, and very leisurely you can go through it and you can understand very clearly. And somewhere we may not be able to grasp some points, and the teachers can go through it very clearly. That it's my request only. It depends upon your rules
because
and regulations.
The norm is that we have never put the recordings because last 3 years we are conducting such type of online sessions, and we didn't generally put the recordings.
Otherwise, could you please personally to the participants?
That we need to discuss. We both, along with my co-founder.
Sometimes what happens now, they might have paid the amount and they might have missed some because of some reasons. At that time, they may be benefited with that one.
Yeah, definitely we will come out with some solution.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And thank you everybody for for being such wonderful participants. And definitely it was a great learning for me from you all. And preparing for this session was also a great learning for me. So I hope I had made this time of yours worth. So thank you so much for being here. And Shanoli ma'am, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Million gratitude to all of you.
Your time. I said thank you too for devoting your time
it's an honor for me because this is my passion. So I love to be here on this platform to talk to teachers and get inputs and just share whatever I have learned over these years and learn better and become better. So that's my passion.
That is why this platform is for. Actually, through all our workshops over the years, we exchange our ideas and we all are learning from each other.
Yes.
That is why the platform is growing like this. So thank you.
One more request from my side, madam. One more request, sir. So can you conduct a session for how to improve the slow learners?
Yeah, definitely. There is that one topic segment in your feedback form where you need to mention which topics you want future workshops to be conducted. Yeah, accordingly, we select the topic and we conduct the workshops.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so shall we end the meeting, close the meeting now, Shanoli ma'am?
Yes, I think we should wind up.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all a very happy weekend, and once again, happy friendship. Made a lot of new friends.
Yes, today is a friendship day. And yes, many new members have joined today on our Edvishan family. So thank you all for trusting us, actually.
Thank you so much. So bye-bye. Have a wonderful dinner. I hope you all have a wonderful dinner and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
See you again.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night. And